So to remove this, you want to get a small screwdriver, wedge it in there, pull this down, and this little panel will pop off to the back. And then you'll need a T20 Torx screwdriver to go up there and remove the bolt to drop down the rearview mirror. So first off, you're gonna pop these two panels off. You're gonna grab it down here, start here at the bottom, pop this panel off. There's two clips on each side. And the middle one was on there pretty snug for me. So you just really gotta pull down and trust it, and it'll eventually pop loose. The next thing is you wanna take this white power cord and you wanna pop it out of the little holder up here. And I'm gonna use my wire tap here that I got off Amazon that I'll link below. And I'm gonna take that wire tap, and you wanna use the smallest one. Usually they come with 3 different taps in one bag, but you wanna use the smallest one. And I'm gonna take this white harness over here, and I'm from the passenger side, it's easier on the passenger side. And there's a red and a brown wire. You want the red on the wire tap to go on the red, and the black to go on the brown side. Okay, once you've got your wire taps up there, I've got them up nice and snug, and then I put a zip tie right here really tight, so that way they shouldn't back out. Then I'm gonna put this harness back in the clip, and I'm gonna make sure that the bottom of those wires conform to the bottom of the housing there. And then I'm going to take my tap and route it back through there. And I'm gonna try to leave a little extra slack up in here, and then pop everything back into place. Okay, once you have that snapped back in there, you can see your wires, how that tucks around there. I had routed it through the top first, but it had bent my taps over. And when I snapped it back up in there, it basically popped them out. So I'm gonna try it in the bottom this time, and then leave a little extra slack in there because you have plenty when it comes back through. Okay, now that we have that piece snapped back up in there and we have our power wire coming through, it's always a good idea just to check the power and make sure that it's still working and nothing got pinched up there when you were snapping that back into place. So we're good there. And now what I'm gonna do is take this piece and fit it back up in here, right there. But it takes a little bit of work to get it to line up right. Sometimes I have to fidget with it for a little while, but eventually you'll get it and it'll snap back into place. Okay, when I snapped this centerpiece back on, I figured out what the trick is. It has to go back up in the headliner further than you think. So feed it back up in there, and then it will eventually line up with the clips, and then it just pops back in and helps hold this into place. Okay, so I took my small little file and I worked that opening up so that the power plug will be able to route through there. And you just have to do those little lobes on each side, one side or the other. I had to work both of them just a little bit, and then you can pull the power wire through there. Okay, I've got my mirror back up in there. I've got my power wire through, and I'm gonna take my T20 Torx bit screwdriver and I'm gonna tighten that back up. And you're gonna take this back cover and start with a small drill bit, and then I had a stepper bit and I just stepped it up, just enough room for this to fit through here. And then if you wanted to, you could probably do a little rubber grommet, and I figured if I ever wanted to change it, I could just get a little grommet and put it back in there and it would hide it. You're not really ever gonna see it up there. So then you can pull that through. Here's a stepper bit that I used to drill the hole in the little plastic piece on the back of the rearview mirror. Just go slow, step your way up. You can keep checking it, but I believe 5/8 is where I went to give me plenty of room to get the power wire back through. Okay, I've got my mirror installed back in. I've got the bolt tight. I've got my power wire. I did my stepper drill bit. I pulled the power through. Now I'm just going to secure this back up in here and start working on the mount. And here's how it should look when you get done with the install. I will link this mount in the description below. I found it was best to secure it right here on the bend of the mirror. It's got the best bite there, and it was the most solid, and then it also kicked the radar detector further back so that it was more flush with the mirror here. But yeah, all in all, it came out pretty clean.